Hi everyone, welcome back to Fresh Life Now. We're here in the kitchen. Everyone's been requesting, what do I do with all my extra tomatoes? So we're going to go ahead and make some Santa Fe corn salsa today. It's one of my favorites and it's a good way to get rid of some of the extra tomatoes that you have. So first we're going to start by putting in our tomatoes that I've already diced up for you. Just take as many tomatoes as you like. I put like 6 or 7 in because it's just me and my husband here tonight. So we don't need a whole bunch of salsa, but we love leftover salsa. So first I'm going to throw in the tomatoes in the bowl, which the tomatoes have a lot of acid in them, which also cooks the black beans. We've also cooked some black beans earlier today. I've already cleaned them, I boiled them, got them all cooked, and then I took them and rinsed them off and cooled them off. So now I'm going to go ahead and add those to the bowl here. So we've got our tomatoes, we've got our black beans that we've put in, and now we're going to go ahead and throw in some red onion. I prefer that you get a small or medium red onion, and I've already diced that to save some time too. We go ahead and dump that in with the black beans and the rice. I also put in some homegrown cucumber into my Santa Fe corn salsa. So here it is, already diced and cubed up. We're going to go ahead and dump that in. And a little secret that I'd like to show you is if you go ahead and peel and quarter, it's slippery little sucker. If you go ahead and peel and quarter your cucumber, and then I like to take the seeds out so that my salsa doesn't get too runny, because with all the tomatoes, you're not gonna need that extra juice. And then I go ahead and slice it in half again, and you can do this to taste. Some people don't like cucumbers, and we just go ahead and dice them and put them in there. I had already pre-diced, so we don't have to do that. Now, the best ingredient to the Santa Fe corn salsa is homegrown corn. And I happen to have some homegrown corn here that I also grilled on the barbecue pit earlier today. So we're going to go ahead, and I've already taken it off the cob, and we're going to go ahead and dump that in. Now, some of you are going, well, what do you mean? It's off the corn on the cob. That didn't look like it was on the corn on the cob. Well, I saved part of it right here for you so you can see how to get fresh corn for your salsa, because it makes all the difference in the world. If you don't want to use fresh corn because it's out of season, then go ahead and get frozen corn. You can use yellow corn or white corn. I just happen to like the white corn, and I got it for free from a neighbor, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. So we already cooked that up on the grill, and I peeled it, and you just take a knife and you just run it down. Just run it down the ear of the corn, and as you can see, the kernels come right off. And then you can just go ahead and put it right in with your salsa, which we have over here with the other corn. Then I'm putting in some purple pepper. Now, I don't always put in pepper, but I had purple pepper from the garden today, and believe it or not, you would think that it's a real sweet pepper, but purple peppers have just a little bit of a peppery kick, which is just awesome for our salsa. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that in. And the animals are going crazy because they love it when Mama cooks, and Mama's in the kitchen cooking. So we take that, and we're going to go ahead and put that in. I also like some jalapeno pepper, which I've also gotten fresh out of my garden. I've gone ahead and diced it. Now, my husband's a redhead, and he doesn't like too much spice, so we only took a couple of them, and we're going to go ahead and put that in. Make sure not to wipe your eyes after you do this, because that'll burn and you'll go, ay, 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 because it can get pretty hot, especially this time of the year. So when you have a jalapeno, go ahead, and what I like to do is cut off the end. And if you like if you like a lot of heat in your salsa, go ahead and leave the seeds in. But like I mentioned earlier, my husband's a redhead and he don't like too much spice. So I just go ahead and take the knife and stick it in and twirl it around in a circle. Yep, that fell on the floor. We'll get that later. And you just go ahead and get those seeds out to get rid of the heat. So with that being said, we'll take the pepper that doesn't have the seed, remove it, and we just go ahead and dice and slice it up. But don't tell them. I'm going to go ahead and throw a couple of those seeds in there because I like it a little spicy. So then last year, I had grown some cilantro and I dried it out. And as it would happen, we were at 110 degrees heat index here in the Midwest. So it didn't look real good, so I didn't want to use the fresh cilantro. So I'm going to go ahead and use the cilantro that I dried last year. So go ahead and toss that in. Okay. So we have most of the main ingredients now that we're going to use. Now some people like to go ahead and use the lime, which the lime is wonderful. And another little trick to when you're using lime, if it's real hard still and you can't squeeze it real good, go ahead and microwave it. If you microwave it for 10 seconds, it'll soften it up and it will really juice for you. But I like to get my essential oils in, and not everybody likes to use essential oils, so I'm going to use my lime essential oil. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in 3 or 4 drops. So not only will it make it real nice and lemony, it'll also healthy. It's also healthy. It'll be good for you. It's good for your body. It's good for your digestive system. It's good for detoxing the liver. So I like to throw in my oils where I can when I'm cooking. And then we'll go ahead and take 1 teaspoon of sugar and just sprinkle that around. It's pretty easy. It's real easy to make these salsas. And then I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of white vinegar. And we're going to go ahead and put that in. And that also helps to cook the beans, the black beans, just a little bit more. And we're going to go ahead and stir this up, just because we want to get all the colors and all the flavors pop in, and we want to be able to taste all the ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and stir it up. And the tomatoes will produce a lot of liquid, and since the cucumbers are homegrown and they're fresh, that's going to produce some liquid. So you're not going to have to worry, what's going on here, Kim? There's not enough liquid. There will be. By tomorrow, when we're serving this with our barbecue, it's going to be fantastic because it'll just all marinate overnight. But just in case, we're going to go ahead and add twice as much water to the Santa Fe corn salsa. So I'm going to go ahead and put a 1/2 cup of water in. It's real simple. There we go. And we're just going to mix that in. And we're going to stir it one more time. And it's a light and fresh dish that you can eat by itself. You can also eat it with chips. And it's just fantastic, and it's one of my family's favorites. But make sure to get out all those corn hairs, because somebody will complain. You know how that one aunt is. She'll go, what was this one little string that I got in my salsa? So go ahead and stir it a couple times to make sure you get out the corn silk. And then there you go. In 24 hours, we're going to have some of the best Santa Fe corn you've ever had. Go ahead and give it a try. Have a nice day, and we'll give you one last shot at it. So look at it. Is that just not beautiful? Enjoy, guys. Have a blessed weekend. Thanks.